You've got the Gangplank cross map to try and, shut down the Caitlyn Lux once you have that level 6. You've also, of course, got the Xin Zhao, you've got Leona, you've got the setup there to do it. And also, like Nymera said, I really want to see Noodle do something like red straight into bot. It's something you see all the time to try and shut down these Caitlyn Lux lanes, simply because all you really have to do is break up the tempo, that slow stack wave into the sort of like third wave crash. As long as you can deny that, then that lane can typically survive out a lot more.
Alrighty, well, we are into game. Dusty versus Vanir. It's best of 5. Who I've been promised is going to deliver. And already, Nilly finds himself in a dangerous position. Just about avoiding out on that light binding from FGG. That was the squeakiest of bum moments there.
Pixels. I think Nilly would have walked back into vision and seen the binding flying past him.
That was mere pixels. Oh. Dusty are going to make their way back into their jungle. Bot lane's going to reset, make their way up. Didn't really lose anything for that other than, a little bit of pride, let's just say.
Yeah.
Remember, keep your eye on the momentum meter at the top of the screens. Our analysts who were sitting in the green room backstage will be letting you know as they press their buttons and move that bar either way, depending on the push, the ebb and flow of the momentum of the game.
Yes, exactly.
As Dusty have apparently already lost momentum just because they gave the Jinx over.
Maybe, I mean, I'll be honest, I think Vanir's composition really plays into the strength of the team. In general, right? Speak about Vanir as being one of our better sort of team fighting teams rather. Look at their champions top to bottom. I think they might have probably in meta right now the best team fighters per role.
Yeah.
As by the way, Noodle's flashed over the bar a bit.
Oh, he's gone for the chat play. Viking, you aren't ready. Noodle's got the red buff. He can run him down. The ghost has been popped. And the free talent strike does not go off. Viking just about limps out from that one, but that is so much jungle pressure afforded, and Noodle might just hunt for him again. He hasn't got ghost this time. The free talent strike. Viking is going airborne, but he's not gonna go down. Noodle. That is so unfair.
Oh, but it's just also so greedy from Viking to go back in there as well. You kind of probably have an idea that Noodle's going to be waiting there for you again. And now the issue is, you've got to go back to base as Viking. If Noodle wants to play this super aggressive, look at the mid lane wave. Because right now, Noodle could cross straight over to his red side jungle and go and do the same thing. The only thing that might stop that is the fact that Avenger and FGG have complete priority on the bottom lane.
Yes.
This is what Noodles traded this potential level 2 bottom lane gank for. He went and interrupted the farming pattern of Hecarim. I can get behind this. The issue is, look at the punishment already that Kevo and Quicksef are taking on the bottom side. Venza, FGG, they're going to have complete freedom for a little while now as they crash in this third wave as predicted, and they're probably going to go and get some vision elsewhere on their side of the map just to secure something.
That was a little scary. Backlung will spot out Noodle. Just trying to catch his way. There was obviously the level 3, so that full combo could have hit Noodle, but both junglers are now going to be on the bottom side of the map. Noodle feeling pretty confident with himself. May just look to see if he can go for some kind of contest on the crab, and with Sahira roaming over, with Quicksef roaming over, Vanir going to just get away with murder here. This is...
Yeah. Now, the thing for this invade is that Viking, he's going to be level 2 for a little while because the camps that he's taking aren't the Gromp or the Krugs. So you can see he's got 12 CS. That means he's taken 3 camps. He's still level 2, so he's going to have to go and do his Krugs. Noodle's going to know this. He's going to have time to farm that side of the jungle, the bottom side of the jungle himself. And then he will probably even be able to get a top side skull. If he wants to, he can just go for a full clear at this point. He's done his job. And that's about it. Venza and FGG. It's the freedom, again, it's about the opportunity cost of this is allowing FGG and Vents to play the lane out and get a lot of poke in.
They're taking a lot of poke. Caitlyn lanes, they are just the worst. I mean, they're not the worst in the sense of, like, they're the worst to play against.
Yes. They are not enjoyable. This is why I don't play bot lane. Things like lanes like this.
I think this is why AD carries are so angry all the time.
If I had to.
Because they have to put up with stuff like this.
Exactly. But for now, Noodle's aggression has been tempered. He doesn't really have too much else to do outside of what he did. Do we dub it the Noodle play at this point? It's the second time he's done it. Flash over the Baron Pit wall.
I can't remember who did it on Olaf years ago. There's somebody who did it on Olaf. It was such a play.
Yeah, and look at the damage this tower's already taking, by the way. Already down a plate and a half.
That's what you want on the Caitlyn then, though.
Yeah.
You want to be able to get that shove, you want to get those plates, because Caitlyn does kind of hit that power trough, but they actually jumped onto Venza here. Kevo actually dodges out on the binding, the traps go down, and Venza is continuing to get chased by Quicksef. It looks like Quicksef and Kevo were on the wrong page there. The Ignite goes down, FGG gets himself first blood, the zap goes wide from Kevo, and now he has to be careful for the binding. Slowed down, flashback, flash from Venza, a little bit of one there, but they are going to be able to get out. There was just a moment where Kevo walked back while Quicksef went further forward, and that cost them first blood and Quicksef's life.
Yeah, exactly. Kevo and Quicksef, they're just not on the same page there. Something definitely went wrong in the communication. And on top of that, unfortunately, the chompers from Kevo came out a little bit late. You'll see. I mean, maybe it's just a range thing. I'm not too sure how far back he was when the engage came in. And I mean, honestly, the Zenith blade kind of snaps onto Venza, to be honest with you. Venza uses the 90 caliber net to actually get over the chompers. And unfortunately, that means the CC's not there. Quicksef, flash wheel from FGG is to finish it. Doesn't actually need it. The Ignite ticks down, so it's a bit of a wasted flash. And speaking of wasted flashes, unfortunately, Venza not able to get in range after the fact.
That was a bit of an odd flash from a Venza.
I think maybe thinking the singularity was still going to have him slowed to
yeah.
get in range for an aura.
I think the I think he's zapped over traps, and that's what cost them. But Backlund, level 6 though, does have that Spirit Rush, should be okay. The Foxfire movement speed as well means that Backlund should be a-okay to get away from this one. But Noodle now pairing up with Quicksef and seeing what they can do, setting some vision down towards this dragon. They're going to pick themselves up first dragon in response. Venza and FGG were fresh on a base after that kill. So this is kind of just giving a little bit of space, a little bit of speed over to the side of Vanir, where they're going to be able to pick up this first dragon for themselves. And maybe let's try and stack these up nice and early. We're talking about Dusty as a team, but when they're ahead, they win 91% of their games. But we were a bit concerned that maybe Vanir were going to be able to contest them, as Viking going to get locked down momentarily as the cannon barrage came out. And again, Vanir just don't seem to have clear communication. They throw everything down, and Noodle's walking away. Kevo, though, may just lose his life, dodges out on the...
Ult of a Peacemaker.
That's the one. Yep. And he's fine.
He's okay.
He's fine. He's happy. He's not happy.
Kevo's not happy with this lane so far.
He is not a happy camper.
But I will say, on the bot lane note, Vanir and FGG, we spoke about, well, the desk spoke about how FGG obviously likes to roam a lot. We're not seeing that from this game, obviously, because Caitlyn Lux, you want to stay in that duo.
Yes.
And it's definitely a little bit of a different tune to what we typically see. We have seen them on the Lux Caitlyn lane before. We're fairly efficient at it, but this is a different level. And this is why Nightmare on the desk called out for a level 2 from Noodle to come down here and break the tempo, because these are the kind of things you see from the bottom lane, where 3 plates drop at 7.5 minutes. And this is what you want from Caitlyn lanes. It's something I had to work extensively with, as I had a Caitlyn one trick on my team at one point. The whole idea of Caitlyn lanes, you want to take as many plates off the map as possible, and right now they are setting pace. Because realistically, they could go for a reset anytime they want, and they could go get priority up towards this Rift Herald, Dusty, and it could turn into far more as just anything that hits just feels horrible for Vanir right now.
That was rotten.
Yeah, they need to do something to bail this lane out.
Yes, they do. But the big problem is because of that kind of messy play down by the river, Nilly's ultimate's on cooldown. GP's ultimate at level 1 is actually very, very long. Yeah. So it's going to be pretty long until they get up. It's about 1/3 of the way until it's fully back up, but in that time, that should just be first Terror Blooders. Noodle finds Viking. I don't know who really found who. Noodle has got the backup of Sahira, but Backline's actually in the river first, and Noodle is just going to walk away for the moment. It's got Nilly just looking at Anar, but I think Elif has actually timed out Anar recently, so they don't have that to work with, and that might just be enough for Dusty to go, we don't want this.
Yeah, I mean, if they buy enough time, look at the bot lane wave, Venza and FGG could eventually make their way up here, but I think a fight's going to happen before we get that.
Oh, I think we are. They're going to jump in, everything thrown onto Noodle. He's going to put the ultimate down, but loses his life. Elif going low, but Nilly can't do anything. Sahira was not there.
Nope.
And Backline made the difference for Dusty.
Yeah, it's just numbers advantage. And by the way, Kevo is dead.
Well, so's the tower. Quicksef, you might need to get out of there, mate.
Oh, this is going to feel so bad in the mid lane, actually. Sahira's in trouble.
Yeah, Sahira's overextending. Vanir just looking a little scattered in this game. Puts down the Chaos Storm and the Gravity Field. Dodges out on the Charm. He's going low. Can he get the Q shield off? No, he can't. The flash comes out from Backline and Viking secures the kill. Vanir starting to fall apart a little bit in this first game.
Yeah, I'm not sure what it is. Communication, at least from, top down, right? Looking at this game from the outside in. Seems like that's what the issue seems to be for Vanir. They're just not on the same page across the board, and this bottom lane as well is just going the complete opposite way of how you would ever want to kill.
Oh, that's sad.
It's max range, just 100 to 0. There's
He final sparked him out, mate.
Yeah. That is such an English call.
I know.
Yeah, I mean, props to Sahira for making this one relatively close. I mean, he still had Flash and Cleanse, but just recognizing no need to burn either. Probably just dies, no matter how he plays it from this point on. And Dusty, they've taken 5 plates on the bottom lane, 1 plate from the mid lane. They have Herald and a full tower to take on the top side. And Kevo and Quicksef are matching FGG and Venza. And we've seen how that's gone for the first 10 minutes of the game. So,
yeah. It's a Caitlyn, though. And it is a Jinx. And one thing I've been seeing a lot of people complain about is how strong Jinx is in the meta. However, Caitlyn has got a Gale Force.
Yeah.
Jinx has a Noon Quiver and a Cull.
yeah.
So it might be a little bit of a while until we see that kind of late game Jinx, team fighting monster. And to be honest, Dusty have also equipped himself with some lovely tools to be able to deal with the Jinx. You can get the Ari on the back as a Noodle. Gonna eat a whole combo.
Oh my God.
Whoa, that's the support.
Yeah, I mean, so FGG has Sword Pen Boots. I did see Noodle had about 38 magic resist, but still, that is a level 7 support Lux, almost 100 to zeroing a full HP target. Full combo, I guess it makes sense, but still, it's just...
When that Ludens comes in,
yeah, it's gonna...
oh, baby. Noodle is not gonna be surviving that anymore.
No, he is not, but full HP because he's a jungler. Went back to a jungle camp and healed back up. Vanir, they want this.
They need to try and find the bear, let the traps go down this time, but the binding does hit. Viking charges in, Kevin flashes out, and Viking will slay his target. Quicksef, underneath the tower he goes. They go for the flashes to the ace in the hole, blocked out by Noodle. Only finding the one. FGG, no! Almost gets him.
Oh,
Foxfire's on. Backline's looking to hunt him down. He's got himself the Spirit Rush, the chance flash by Noodle. Gets the ultimate to bottom.
Oh, he's trying so hard.
Noodle, no! He will lose his life. Dusty, they don't limp out. They
the rocket.
strut out as the rocket goes shooting past. Dusty, absolutely flawless dive from them.
Yeah, nobody manages to die. It's just blinking health bars across the board. Vanir, they have to be feeling sore about that one. At least Noodle has to be played that one out so well to at least try and trade something back. It just doesn't go in Vanir's favor. And it's just the binding from FGG that clips Kevo. I mean, it might just hit him dead plan in the face. Yeah, there you go, Viking as well. Easy follow-up. Nothing much to ask from the Dusty jungler, and Quicksef, unfortunately, just not tanky enough to deal with all of that damage that follows through. Noodle, hero play, but it's all about the flash. The singularity is just a smidgen short. And Noodle, I mean, yeah, there's not much more you can really do in this instance. Flash the charm, knock back on the devastating charge.
It was so close.
Tries to get onto Kevo. It's just, yeah, there's nothing more you can really ask.
If that was any other AD carry at this point in the game who wasn't that strong,
Wasn't that fed, he might have had a good chance.
He might have actually got him there. But I just think there was too much damage coming out from Venza, and ultimately that did cost Noodle with his life. And look at the time. We are closing in on that 15-minute mark. And remember the stats everyone's been throwing around. Dusty win 91% of their games when they're ahead at 15 minutes. So we need to keep our eye on that, because that stat could grow here. As Rifttail's going to get summoned, more plates are going to fall. Quicksef's going to solar flare, and Venza is just going to jump out with the ace with the 90 count net.
Yeah. Simple as that, and now Dusty, they can retreat back to the Dragon if they want. They've got priority in the long bottom lane. They have full priority in the mid lane too. Wherever Venza and FGG go, it's just going to be a lane that Dusty are going to be able to feed off of so easily. And Vanir, I'm not sure what they can really do from this point in the game. You're just going to have to slow bleed as best you can, but the issue is, Dusty, they have so many strong tools to just hard force. Yeah. So much strong poke and priority across the board.
I just want to... This playoffs has been blessed with Infernal Souls.
It really has.
It's I don't know the exact number, but I think we got
you had at least three on Monday.
Yes, on Monday. Sorry.
Yeah.
And this is our fourth one then. Yeah. Of playoffs at the least.
And wasn't the other one a Hex Tech?
Yes, we've been like.
Oh, Noodle, this is a flank and a half.
Hey, he's going to instantly get feared up, locked down, bot back, and in goes Venza to secure the kill. Quicksef jumps into multiple members. He lifts about to gnaw out. The rocket comes down. Backline jumps forward. Double kill picked up for Venza. And that is a third for the side of Dusty. They just slap Vanir about, take the tower, take the plates, and take everything. That gold lead is 7,000 right now for Dusty. We're just about that 15-minute mark. I hate to say it, but I think that number might be going up a little bit more from 91%.
I don't want to curse it either, but bar the dragon that Vanir were able to pick up earlier on, we might be looking at a near perfect game, given how things are going for Vanir right now. And you have to admire the attempt from Noodle and Quicksef to try and find this flank, but it's just not going to work. Quite frankly, you always knew Viking was gonna be in the area to respond quite quickly, and the Gangplank ultimate can always be called down instantaneously. As gold is flashing on our screens. I'm not sure if we're allowed to show the bottom lane difference in gold at the moment. Yeah, as in full bot lane, they are twice the gold.
Yeah, at 15 minutes.
Yeah.
At 15 minutes, they have twice their gold. Venza is a monster right now. Vanir probably scratching their head thinking out, how can we get back into this game? They do have scaling options though. You've got the Gangplank, you've got the Jinx. You have great team fighting and engage tools from that Leona as well. So it's not completely rough, but it's, well, I mean, it's not completely doomed, but it is going to be very rough as Viking has been spotted out, but he's just so tanky right now. He's able to deal with these members. The Solar Flare will lock him in place, but Quickstep is going to get hunted down, and Backline can just chase forward with the ultimate, with the kills, the Orb of Deception. One last dash will be all he needs. He gets it with a Foxfire. Elif actually tanking the tower for him, and Dusty just get their 11th kill. 11-0 right now, Jamada. It's
Feeling quite rough for Vanir. I think it's definitely already looking back to the drawing board. Where did we go wrong? What do we want to do for game 2? And I think for me, the early game plan from Noodle, I definitely get it, and I think it makes sense, but you just have to stop the Caitlyn Lux lane from doing what it just did in this early game. It was entirely isolated. Venza and FTG just won out. And you can definitely make the arguments, okay, we have Hecarim in the game, slow down his farming pattern. I think it makes sense if it's a different bot lane, but
yeah,
it has such a high efficiency rate. It feels like anytime I see a Caitlyn Lux lane have that tempo interrupted, right, where they try and stack up the first 3 waves, they crash on the 3rd wave, and then they go and get vision elsewhere, or they can just sit there and hit the plates. It just feels like it's so hard to come back from that position in certain lanes like this if you're not going to actually make a reappearance down there. And yeah, I think that's maybe where Vanir went the most wrong, because from there, it just felt like Dusty have had their number on every single play they've gone for.
Dusty have just seemed to be a step ahead every opportunity. As we take a look at the items, Triforce finished off onto Elif, going back for a reset after taking that tower. Not going for a reset after taking that tower. Might actually look for a kill onto Zahira here.
Well, the issue is, look at the minimap. Look who's in the wings.
Well, there's a whole squad.
Elif went for this play, and they actually still think he's there.
Yeah, they know he's there. He's going to jump out over Noodle. Quickstep looks to get him with the Zenith Blade. Solar Flare connects. Can he get the Narbar stacked up in time? He's going low. The ultimate connects, and he is toasted. Able to find himself the kill as the turret is also picked up by Nilly. Vanir actually finding a brief window to get themselves some gold. Remember, these towers are worth shutdown as well to them, so there's a lot of gold they can pick up here.
Yeah, and Dusty, they're not really responding to what's happening on the map right here. They lost the tower on the bottom side. They have a play going on up on the top side, whilst they also lose the tower on the back end. They don't really grab anything else unless there's something kind of missing. I mean, sure, they have all the setup in the river, topside river, but the next objective is the dragon in 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Which, to be fair, with all the priority they have, and now they've shifted over to this side of the jungle, they're always likely going to get anyway. But now just becomes a massive black hole for Vanir to walk into. Oh, Noodle. Don't do it.
Oh, Noodle. He gets sparked. Venza takes the kill, his 5th one of the game, and Dragon spawns 12 seconds. They don't have a jungle. Vanir, don't think there's going to be much they're able to do, but they're actually going to get engaged on. Like you said, the fear lands onto 2 members. The hero jumps away. The binding goes wide. Oh my god, that's a Lux support. Quickstep, ace in the hole, blocked out by Nilly. They got the barrels to try and get a bit of zoning, but Backline's going to flash over the Orb of Deception and pick up that one. Just like that, Dusty just blow a hole in Vanir's defenses, and they're going to look to try and take this tower, but Venza takes a barrel and a crit at that. So they're going to have to call it off for the moment.
Call it off for the moment, take away some of the jungle camps from the top side. Dragon, it's a foregone conclusion. Either way you put it, though.
Well, Noodle's alive, so if he wants to give his life for it, which I think is not a good idea, but he could do.
He could. There's a lot of pings coming out from the Vanir side, so that...
To be fair, actually, a lot of...
Again!
This is just bullying. This is just bullying. Noodle not being his game. The rocket comes in. The cannon barrage goes down. Throwing out the Chaos Storm from Zahira. They're looking for the kill onto Viking. Viking's going to jump away, and Backline comes in with the charm and the follow-up for the kill. Viking secures a rampage. Elif's about to gnaw out. Kevin Gale forces away, but he is run down as another kill's picked up. Here comes Elif. Viking on the flank as well. Quickstep's not back into 2. Elif just needs to find the gnaw. Solar Flare goes wide. The charm connects, and a double kill for Elif. Dusty are making a mockery of Vanir in this game 1.
This is as close to a whitewash as it could be. for Dusty. And I don't think many people were expecting an outcome like this for game one. Everyone, you saw the predictions, everyone was expecting a very close series. And of course, this just could be an anomaly game, but my goodness, the amount of burst that comes out of that combo. It's absolutely absurd. Cannon Barrage comes in, it does make things awkward on the backline. You can see Venza and FGG, they have to back up a lot, but Barklund comes back in with teleports, so Hero gets caught out because he's being jumped on by Viking. And Kevo just can't stand up to Aleph. You can see how much damage is coming out. And the chase down is as easy as you like. Viking made his way through the mid lane to try and knock both Quicksef and Nile into the same hole here. The Nod does go wide, but doesn't quite matter. They were always going to pick up the Pirate. Aleph finds himself a double kill. And now we do have the Herald being dropped in the mid lane. And Dusty, they could go a fair ways with this if they really wanted to, but I think this is more about knocking down the tower to try and get the vision line even higher up into Vanir's jungle on both sides.
20 minutes on the clock. Gold lead, 10,000 gold. Over to the side of Dusty. They're going to take this tower using that Rift Herald. Mid lane tier 2 crumbles. And now for Dusty, it really feels like kind of got picker of the litter. Able to strip away as much jungle as possible from Noodle. On a bit of revenge for that attempted cheesy play. I don't want to call it cheesy play, that calculated flash.
It's Noodle's, but it's the second time he's done it.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, it was successful in the moment.
But now he's 0-5.
But now he's 0-5. Yeah, to be fair, it's not entirely. It's not even really Noodles. I don't
think it's Noodles' fault at all.
Dusty have just played really well, specifically obviously FGG and Venza.
I don't think it's anybody's fault on the side of Vanir. I think, you know, they're playing into a tough draft, and Dusty recognized their strengths and have punished them for those strengths. They had winning lanes all over the board, and they've just been comfortable to run away with this game, and they're executing on it well. Vanir, also a team who, we kind of talked a little bit about this, but they typically have a weaker mid game.
Yes.
Going into a mid game while already being behind, while being, let's say, lackluster at your mid game, means that this gold lead has been way easier for Dusty to punish. And Dusty, kind of the kings of snowballing in the league. This is a team who, when they get ahead, they get ahead. And oh, Kevo, that was half your health. He does obviously have a bit of sustain, so he's okay, but
it just
already
feels
just
bad.
Highlighting the 3-item Caitlyn over the 1-item Jinx.
Yeah, and Venza, just from his build path, you can tell what he's going for. He's going for poke, Storm Razor, Rapid Fire Cannon.
I mean, one of our analysts might be doing some backflips with Joy, actually, if you look at Backline's build. He's got the Magi second. I mean, Mira was very vocal about that earlier today.
Still, probably relatively upset about the Everfrost.
Yes. Look, Namira, take what you can get.
Take what you get. That is the case, as this is a Baron start, which I don't think is going to necessarily be contested. Though Noodle's here.
You do have the Cannon Barrage, so you actually do have pretty good tools to handle this Baron. And I think Dusty recognizing that, just go, let's go for the pick instead. Backline jumps over the wall. Final Spark lays them down. 2 members fall. Dusty, what a pick. Back to Baron, back to business.
Back to business indeed. They'll clean this Baron up with ease. Noodle's no longer on the map. There is no true risk of a 50-50, but maybe Nile has the upgraded Cannon Barrage. Is that what we're hoping for here? Still with the Cannon Barrage, we'll see.
I mean, Death's Daughter or Violet Wheel's going to do a lot of damage here.
Yeah.
Nile, are you going to make a hero play happen? In goes the barrel, Backline gets jumped out. Venza is godlike on his own, but it doesn't matter. The Cannon Barrage coming down as Elif is going to jump in. Quicksef is going to get cooked. Venza secures the double kill. Nile can limp his way out as Viking finishes up the Baron. 21 kills, 23 minutes in, Baron in hand, a gigantic gold lead. This is Dusty's game to win.
This is a statement game from Dusty. This isn't just a game for them to win. This is Dusty saying, we don't really care about Vanir's team fighting in the later game stages of how they like to play. With
Aren't
this
late game team fight if you don't get late game.
Exactly. Right, and I mean, it's what Vanir's comp is drafted to do. You've got the Victor, you've got the Jinx. I said it when we came into the game. Oh boy.
Oh no, Victor from Arcane, not like this.
Oh no.
He's bopped back, he's bopped down, and he's aced in the hole. Sahira falls. Dusty find a kill.
From help with Caitlyn, no less.
I'm helping.
I'm helping. As yeah, I mean, it did feel like Vanir had the components to obviously take it to Dusty in the later stages of the game. And as highlighted, a lot would be on Noodle's shoulders to get things going, or just, you know, keep the Vanir draft afloat. But man, when Dusty come out and put out a performance like this, it's really hard to do much.
But you remember what they were saying in the interview with Archeron at the beginning of the day, in the pre-show? Dusty are a confidence team.
Yeah.
And when they're confident, they can win.
Exactly.
They will play to win, and this is a very confident team. They have come in, no nerves, complete confidence in their abilities, and they are showing up in game number 1. The final spark's going to...
Back to Fountain. Back to Fountain.
I love
back
support.
To Fountain, brother.
There goes the inhibitor. That's going to fall down. They've got backline working this Baron wave up as well here. Freezing out a cheeky charm, looking for Noodle. And oh, they don't have the final spark, so they're going to be okay. But these towers, not long for the world, unfortunately.
Oh, they are not. I mean, Vanir, it's hard to... It's 14,000 gold. If you want something to happen, you just kind of have to go, because Dusty, they have the keys to end this game if they really want to. They're going to play it safe, bless them.
They got loads of golden Baron recalls.
Yeah.
Use that, get back to base. Dragons up, take that.
Yeah.
Even more gold given over. Venza's got the stopwatch, so that 1,000 gold on Venza is just that much harder to get. One good team fight. I'm going to say it. If they did get one good team fight, that's a lot of money. But I just don't know how you find that good team fight when you're this far behind. Zero, to be fair to them, is doing a fair amount of damage. But again, it's just how do you find that window? You got a cleanse coming up on the Caitlyn soon, so you can't really find that like miracle solar flare, crowd control chain. I just don't see the way in.
Divine intervention.
Divine intervention. Well,
there's no KO in the game, unfortunately.
Noodle says, I'm God here. No, he doesn't. Solar Flare comes down, Venza Gale forces forward, finds himself caught for the moment. The cannon barrage is on, but Backland's jumping forward. The laser from downtown! Vanir are absolutely clapped! Get out of your tower! A triple kill for Backland, sliding forward, and the last one is done! 5 members of Vanir fall, and Dusty will take game 1.
And Dusty, they say, to hell with predictions about a close series. We're going to open this one up with an absolute slaughter for game 1. Vanir, not even a leg to stand on, start to finish. Dusty, they're going to close this one out. We spoke about how we want to see FGG, Venza roam together up towards the mid lane. They said to hell with that. We're going to play the Ice Layer 2v2. And Noodle, the early game plan, you understood it. They're trying, no, again!
Welcome to the Abattoir, Vanir. Game number 1 going to Dusty. Woo. What a game. That's a